Hafa-day, welcome to Weekend Edition. I'm Tyler Matinani. Glad you could join us. The price of gas continues to soar with no signs of letting up. Speaker Therese Terlahi has introduced a pair of measures meant to help ease the blow. One of the bills would repeal the most recent 4-cent per gallon increase in the liquid fuel tax imposed in 2017. A second bill will eliminate the LFT altogether. Terlahi says every little bit helps.
As you know, the cost of living has really skyrocketed, and I haven't seen any indication that that will be going down anytime soon. So I'm hoping that this is going to really go further than just even the price of gas, that this money that families are able to save will be able to cover some of their other expenses that are really, really critical at this time.
The governor this week also announced plans to revive the Programang Salapi program, which will provide up to $300 to low-income families to further help address rising costs, including gas. Global fuel prices have soared due to a variety of factors, including the recent turmoil between Russia and Ukraine. Citing a growing need for more affordable housing for Guam's aging population, Senator Tello Taitagui has introduced legislation that would provide tax incentives for developers of elderly housing facilities. Taitagui says there's already a shortage of assisted living and nursing care accommodations and will get even worse as the baby boomer generation continues to age. She adds that parents can't always count on their children or extended family to care for them.
But these parents don't want to leave. This is their home. This is the only home, and they want to live and pass away where they feel comfortable. And on the second hand, the children have built a life, have a family. Their children are there and living with their families. So it makes it difficult, but we need a facility to be able to accommodate our aging population.
Taitagui calls her bill the Group Use Manumco Accommodations, or GUMA. Out of GURA's 750 affordable public housing units, only 82 are set aside for the elderly. GURA has another 49 elderly units spread out across the island for a total of just 131. She says developers who build or convert existing buildings for affordable elderly housing accommodations may also apply for a proposed special qualifying certificate program. The Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, has reimbursed $4.3 million for the use of non-congregate shelters on island between March 2020 to September 2020. Guam Homeland Security Office of Civil Defense spokesperson Jenna Gamindi-Blas.
This is an ongoing process. We continue to submit all of the documentation that's required in order to request these reimbursements. So again, it doesn't stop there.
As of February 10th, 2022, $43.1 million has been paid for the quarantine facility with an unpaid amount of $2.8 million. This covers all quarantine facilities, including Dusitani. For the isolation facilities, including Bayview, a total of $10.6 million have been paid, with a remaining balance of $1.2 million. Blas added that the reimbursement claims continue to be submitted as they become available, and from there, Guam can expect funds to be reimbursed. After attending classes remotely for the last year and a half, iLearn Academy Charter School sees more than half of their student population returning to school grounds. Here's more on the home of the Lions.
It's back to the classrooms for iLearn Academy Charter School in Dededo after switching in-person classes to remote learning for a week in January. According to the Home of the Lions Chief Academic Officer, Rachel Alcaro-Stake, it's been going well since shifting back to normal operations about 4 weeks ago.
So far, so good. The transitions into online and into face-to-face have been smooth. Parents and teachers are just constantly collaborating in regards to assignments, the well-being of their students, things like that. So everything is kind of starting to shift back to normal as we can be at the moment.
Despite the island continuing to report triple-digit COVID-19 numbers since early this year, Stake noted that more students have been returning to the campus for in-person instruction.
we aren't necessarily seeing an uptick of parents who are requesting for students to transfer from face-to-face to online. It's actually the opposite.
iLearn does not keep track of COVID numbers within the school community with respect to privacy of students and employees. State pointed out that most students who have been online since last school year have also returned to school grounds.
The biggest shift so far actually has been from parents and families who want to shift their students from online learning to face-to-face. So we are seeing a shift in regards to the amount of students that are physically on campus now, which is wonderful. It's been great being able to see some of the students we haven't seen physically in a year and a half.
State listed confidence in safety measures as one of the top reasons for most of the students' return.
Parents who want to switch students from online to face-to-face, a lot of them have cited needing to go back to work, not being able to have someone stay at home with them, feeling confident and comfortable enough to send their child back to a physical campus and a physical location.
About 36% of 708 students attend classes online. Reporting for KUAM News, Guahusi Isaiah.
Over 70 people participated in the Guam Department of Education's week-long training program focused on autism spectrum disorder this week at the Westin Resort Guam. Tom Abalta is the Assistant Superintendent of Special Education at GDOE.
We're looking at what we can do to effectuate change in our system and ensure that the professional development is effective and specific to that classroom instruction. We're developing a system so that we know exactly what's going on, using data to drive the development of the professional development series, and then we also have an evaluation component so that we can look at is it actually making a difference in the classroom.
The professional development's goal is to improve and help classroom instructors provide good quality of instruction at the school site. As of December 3rd, 2021, GDOE educates more than 1,700 children with special needs. And in our next story, KUAM Digital Honors Black History Month, we meet Zandria Kichichu. They are a Black and Indigenous Chamorro physics education researcher. They are also a graduate student in the physics PhD program at Michigan State University and a research associate at Texas State University, focusing on the lived experiences of Black and Indigenous women in physics and how to best support their physics identity.
Well, my name is Xandria Raymond Kitutsu. I am a physics graduate from Texas State University. So I got my bachelor's. I'm currently working as a research associate with Texas State and as the associate director of research and development at Movement Consulting, which is based out of Georgia. My dad is Chamorro. He was born on the island. My grandparents on his end were born on the island. My mom is Black. She was born here in the States. I think I always felt very, very lucky in both of those spheres. Since my heritage with the United States is on my mom's side comes from the African diaspora and comes from slavery, we don't have those strong ties to our original continent. We have this giant displacement of history that just started when we got here, and we aren't able to find records of our backgrounds, which I think it's both not a curse, but is difficult when you're trying to connect to that part of your heritage that you feel like you're missing. One of the things that I really, really hope comes out of this research is finding out ways to systemically support multiply marginalized people inside of physics. That isn't just you can go make a club, go make a little women in physics organization, or go to this club organization, because while those things are really, really important and very, very helpful, they never actually address the systemic issues that are at hand. But when you go into a classroom and you present as a woman and people assume that you're a woman, they talk down to you, or they ask the other student teachers for help, even though you give them the same answer. And it's just like, okay, I would just help you out. And you're gonna go to these two other dudes and be like, well, they told us everything and it was absolutely wrong. What are you gonna say? Like, I need your help instead. And so how do we integrate actually making communities like equitable for marginalized people and actually keep people inside of physics? Because if we like recruit them, they're coming into these departments, but they're still like put at risk. There's nothing that's actually like keeping them there that is specific to like their own needs. And so then they leave, as they should, because they're not getting that same level of support that they deserve. I've been fortunate to be able to have that and like know what that feels like and like discover those kinds of things with my ties to the island and to the Marianas. And with the social justice uprising that we saw in the last 2 years, it's really felt like it's reflected almost like my own journey and like bringing these two pieces together, and really understanding like solidarity between these two sides of myself, but also just seeing solidarity from marginalized groups that I call my family and my people.
Stay tuned. Next on Weekend Edition, we have Culture Club, and still to come, sports. You're watching KUAM.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
It's beautiful.
It is, right, baby?
Dad, isn't that where we usually stop for gas?
It's where we used to stop, but not anymore.
But isn't that the place with the milkshakes?
Okay, all right, let's go.
Good job, kids.
Take your adventure further in the first ever Santa Fe Hybrid.
And for this week's Culture Club, we have a special feature continuing our Mariana Speaks poetry series. Here's Joshua Castro from the island of Saipan with an original poem.
Culture Club, brought to you by Hanum, the freshest bottled water made in Guam.
What's cracking, world? It's your boy Joshua Q. Castro, and right now I'm about to recite my poem titled Girl of My Dreams. Here it goes. Kogwanun tagete sinenti, giholum tototomu edzi klosi na sinenti ni pumatsakura sonmu edzi muna mama gofo kara oni zan puengi. Esti u se senti para esti na neni. Fatatung e kunguk za besto razi hamzu pur esti un palawani kada dia u hahasu. Pues an puengi anesta zuma maigo, guiza ha u gui fiesta kita luman mata zui tototonya na sineksi buta zan kok kakotnya. Anakui gaprilunya zan pairi kulotnya. Ifasunya titsapagu gosen bonita, tisinyo compara zaniman otrusia sa anon atan ha, sempre un repara na aatendi si zuus mas, ifasunya za za edzimos za hu puresti natsa morita, itsaleknya and sumiti sa imos bonita masaya ofa nadia za baba basineteko. Uatan ha ilitra tumu za humang lua todo ayedzimon za sinya mandanya hit na dos za begoti ikanaimu zansiku ilabios mu Ai nana lo za anu no izutsonsa bena mos magufo. Befunas gina somu iman aga sia za puedi goha. Unhahasuka da dia sa hogu ha sempre uguaiza todo du I tempo be atendiho defendiho estiu prometiho tibula na cosa sinya zu mano isa dididaha na salopi sinya zu manu fresi lo sinya una yo importante sia iguina zakukura sonu anu mihita asun molik zonatunguzu ofa malago muza benananga ho zan idishisamu.
Girl of My Dreams was basically me speaking to my future spouse, I guess. And to ensure that it's a tamurita, I did it in Chamorro. And also, too, it was something that started off as a poem, then turned into a song. So that was the rhythmic part of it. With music or poems in general, it comes more as a feeling than it does a thought. So yeah, I just felt like writing a love song to someone who speaks Chamorro. And let's see, what line stands out? You know what? I don't know. Just the song itself, just being a songwriter, poem writer. It's really hard to get Chamorro words to rhyme because there's very few words to play around with. So I think just a song in general, and for those who count bars, I believe that was 32 bars of it. So yeah, the idea was just to kind of skate through the whole thing. That was all based on a feeling. So at the time, the feeling was to create a love song for someone who's Chamorro, for a Chamorro female. And yeah, and just from a lyricist or a poem standpoint, it was very challenging as well. So it was just, I guess, a way to up my standards. The reason why I choose this art form to express my feelings as a form of expression is I feel like music is a international language. Myself, there's a lot of music that I listen to that I don't even understand, but there's a vibe that it sends out, and that part of it I understand. So I feel like it's almost the same thing. I feel through music, it could have a better reach, and through my poems, I try and make everything have a reason or a purpose. So through music, through poem writing, through poetry, I'm hoping that it spreads like how music does currently.
Sports is next. Stay tuned.
Half a day. As we look ahead to a brighter tomorrow, Matson's commitment to Guam and Micronesia remains stronger than ever. While the world around us is ever-changing, what remains unchanged is our commitment to you, our customers, and the island communities we serve. Shipping is what we do best, and serving our community is at the heart of everything we do. But we don't do it alone. This is why we support organizations that make caring for the people and the environment a top priority. We know that many count on Matson's lifeline services in the Pacific, and that's why we continue to work hard to ensure that our shipments remain on time all the time. Matson recently added another Aloha-class vessel to our schedule. We now have two of Matson's largest and fastest ships serving Guam from the U.S. West Coast and Hawaii. With our new state-of-the-art vessels, we stand ready to support the region's economic recovery. Thank you for the privilege of serving you for the last 25 years, and you can count on Matson to be here for the next 25 years and beyond.
KUAM Sports Weekend Roundup is brought to you by Gatorade. Greatness starts with G.
High school wrestling from the ESA League, FD hosting Sanchez, Lorelei Gandoli taking on Anita Manglotnya in the 134-pound division. Gandoli with the takedown for the 2-0 lead. Anita Manglotnya also secured 2 points off a takedown and one off an escape to lead 3-2 in the second period. Gandoli went on to score 3 more points to take the match via points, 9-6. Teammate Nissi Lujan was also victorious in her 143-pound match against Alyssa Gonzalez. After a slow start, Lujan was able to get the single leg takedown and drive Gonzalez onto the mat. Nissi kept the pressure on Alyssa, working her way into side control After working position, she didn't let up, securing a hold of her shoulder. Lujan took the win via pin in the first round. FD's Coleman Poole had a dominant performance against Sanchez wrestler Drake Rodriguez at 184 pounds. Rodriguez attempted to throw, but Poole was able to counter the move. Coleman led from the start of the match, getting the takedown and scoring points off a near pin. With the lead in the final period, Poole was able to cruise to the 9-1 victory. Sanchez wrestler Caleb Santiago evened the score in the 116-pound weight class. Santiago was all over Kyler Gambala, building a 5-0 lead heading into the second period. Caleb Santiago won via pin in the second round. Friars Logan Rosario and Sharks wrestler Thomas Santiago took to the mats next in the 124-pound weight class. Rosario's takedown gave him the advantage after the first 2 minutes. With the match on the line, Rosario was able to score a point off an escape and pull off the win 6-5 against Santiago. Sharks 131-pound wrestler Melvin Ancieto put on a great performance against Friars wrestler Aiden Garrido. Ancieto controlled most of the match, picking up points in bunches. The Simon Sanchez competitor built a comfortable 11-6 lead heading into the last period. Melvin secured 3 more points before time expired to walk away with the win 14-6. GW and St. Paul played their East IIAG boys basketball game at the Teason High Gym. The Geckos came out on fire, hitting shot after shot to lead 10-2. Bailey Sablon with the dish from Josh Sebastian. He's elevating and cashing in on 3. Geckos feeling it early and letting it go from all over the court. Sebastian buried 2 from the outside and finished the game with 15 points. As a team, the Geckos knocked down 5 from deep in the first half and led 31-22 at halftime. Josiah Quintanilla put up 9 for St. Paul in the half. Xander Sanchez with the nice behind-the-back dish to E.J. Cruz. Cruz hit for a team-high 18 points. Xander Sanchez put up 13. Jacob Miranda with the assist off the inbound. GW held on to a 47-39 lead in the fourth. DJ Osborne with a game-high 24 before fouling out. Osborne's basket kept the Geckos ahead with 5:04 to play. Warriors come from behind for the win, 62-57. Josiah Quintanilla with 7 points in the last quarter. He finished the game with 16. '22 Junior Davis Cup event held in Sri Lanka. Team Guam's Johnny Jackson won the first singles match 6-0, 6-1 against Cambodia's Suyo Carlos Prum. Anthony Grigori won in 3 sets against Chan Moni Chiang 6-0, 6-7, 6-3. Arjan Sachdev and Johnny Jackson lost in a close doubles match 1-6, 6-2, 10-12. Amphibious Guam announced the opening of registration for the Junior Amphibious Training Program to be held spring of 2022. Intermediate to advanced swimmers ages 12 to 17 are encouraged to register online and attend the JATP assessment on Thursday, March 10th from 4:30 to 6:15 at the Fuckeye Shop, Fajita Beach, Tumon. The JATP Session 1 will be held March 14th, 16th, 18th, 22nd, and 24th from 4 to 6:15. To register for more information about JATP, please email amphibious.guam@gmail.com. Amphibious Guam invites the community to stay tuned at amphibious.training on Instagram and Facebook for updates on this and other training programs. St. John's lacing up on their home court against the visiting Dolphins. Wendy Zhang attacks the basket and goes over the defender for the lay-in. Rayanne Sonnell scored Southern's first bucket. Gabby DePriest with the assist. The home team kept the Dolphins to only 4 points in the first. Ellie Wigston, cutting to the rim, goes off the backboard for 2 of her 8 points in the half. Wigston scored a game-high 15 points. Zhang with the nice pass off the inbounds play to Serenity Johnson for the floater. Yasmin Lopez dribbles out of the corner, finds a wide open Kaya Malakuti up top. Malakuti lets it go. She finished the game with 12 points. Teammate Alexa Espaldon wants in on it. She cashes out with the 3. Dolphins player Sasuika with the rebound off the missed 3-point attempt. DePriest knocks down the shot at the top of the free throw line. St. John's gets the win 44-31. Wigston to Johnson for the last score here. The Guam Football Association hosted the NMI for their training camp at the National Training Center in Harmon. Players from their men's and women's national team programs, along with players from their U20 and U18 age groups, made the trip. NMI's Gabrielle Rose Race was able to kick out the shot attempt by Masakata's Natalie Weaver. Megan Francino almost gets her shot to go, but another great defensive effort by Gabrielle Race to deflect the shot out of bounds. The Masakata ended up losing the match on a late goal by the NMI. Masakata goalkeeper Kiara Hutcherson leaves her goal and tries to kick the ball out. She misses the ball but hustles to prevent the NMI from scoring here. Hutcherson's second effort allowed her to make the save.
KUAM Sports Weekend Roundup is brought to you by Gatorade. Greatness starts with G.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa, you can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Welcome back. Over in the CNMI, our Tomas Manglotnia sits down with an astrophotographer on Tinian who is finding some new meaning in space, bringing a new perspective to the old adage, the sky's the limit.
Joshua Brazel capturing space, the moon in high dynamic range, the Andromeda Galaxy, and what he believes to be one of a satellite from Elon Musk falling from the sky. These images were captured from an open field on the island of Tinian with his telescope, phone, and digital camera.
It's the best place for astrophotography because there's hardly any light pollution in this island. So for me, doing it about 2.5 years now, I found out it's the best place for, shooting.
He moved to Tinian in 2017 from Washington State and lives here with his wife who's from the island and his child, trading city skylines for these open skies. When the pandemic first hit, he decided to just look up.
I was always into astronomy and, into space. And so I got into this hobby, astrophotography, and then I started from there. It started from COVID, and then when the lockdown came in, trying to find something to do to, during the lockdown. So,
when he's not at work as a staffer at the island's airport, you can find him sitting for hours on end, searching for those bright lights.
It's really rewarding, spending, countless hours out here and, taking images and bringing, space back down home and then processing it and then showing others to the cinema, of space, because for me, it's difficult, but like I said, it's rewarding.
He watches and waits as clouds pass by, making way for a window into the unknown and a view that can remind us that we're specks in the vast universe.
It's giving me the chance to see space, not having the opportunity to, not everybody had the opportunity to, go into a space shuttle and fly. So it's a way, to get away, I guess, and get a step away from Earth is the best way to say it. I want to make it to a career towards I'm a paid traveler to travel around the world to different countries and take astrophotography, in historical sites. So that's one of my biggest goals right now.
That step away also reminds him that the sky is the limit. Tomas Manglotnia for KUAM News on Tinian.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
This Saturday, we say happy birthday on February 26th to Ricardo Calvo. Happy 60th birthday, Rick and Papa. May God bless you always. We love you, says your familia. Happy birthday, sir. Kayani Joy Cabrera Hernandez, happy 3rd birthday to our first-born granddaughter. Please enjoy your special day. Say Glama and Oompa. Hey, nice. And Joey Cabrera, happy birthday number 25 to my little cousin. May our almighty Father, God bless you with many more years. Love, your favorite cousin, Lori. So Ricardo, Kiani Joy, and Joey, this weekend is all about you. So happy birthday to each and every one of you.
Remember, you can be part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online at KUAM.com. Please make sure to include with your photo your name and birth date. That's all the time we have from all of us here at Guam's News Network. Thanks